Hello. Retrobit cannot make it today. I, the wizard from the panel of experts, is doing this video on this fine, prestigious day. How are you all? I want to say that although I'm doing the videos, it's retro ramblings as usual. Completely unscripted, off the cuff, so anything goes. So I apologize in advance if my manners are far from impeccable. With that said, if you enjoy that fine fellow Retro Beard and his content, and especially if you enjoy me, the wizard, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell, leave a comment, you know. Today, I am borrowing his tablet, and I wish to show you something of great value and power from the golden age of this earth. Today, I'll be showing some of Retro Beard's Mega Drive games, or to our friends in distant lands and far places, the Sega Genesis. The first game is Street Racer. This game was very popular in the Mario Kart era of kart races. This was Ubisoft's attempt to make a game that could rival it. It has native 4-player functionality. It was ported to many consoles, but the Mega Drive version was a valiant attempt. And with the 4-way adapter you could have some great fun. Though I protest it is no true match for Mario Kart, it was good. So, I'll show you once more for your eyes to perceive. Yes. Next, we have a legendary title that was also ported to many systems, but I would dare to say the Mega Drive version is arguably the best, with maybe the Atari Lynx to rival it. California Games. Do you remember it? It was a fine sports game where you did things such as surfing, BMX racing, and an assault course, roller skating, skateboarding on a half pipe, and a game called something like Footbag where you would kick a ball and volley a ball and shoulder a ball and such things. A very difficult game, but a fine one indeed. I believe there is 1 and 2 player modes, if memory serves me right. Next we have, oddly enough, a game that was ported on the 16-bit home computers of the time, such as the Commodore Amiga, the Atari ST, and of course the Mega Drive, Speedball 2. This was a very good port and one of the best ways of playing the game. I believe it has a 2-player mode. I will just check. Oh, it doesn't say, but we will assume it does. I have not played it in some time. Next we have, in strange order, Sonic 2. This game blew my mind back in the day. Me and Radagast used to play it, 2 players. I was Sonic, he was Tails. Or was it the other way around? I cannot quite remember. This was a good game, worthy of collecting, and every respectable Mega Drive owner should have it. Yes. Next we have an amazing game, one of the finest of its genre, World of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. I think I sound more like Dumbledore than I do Gandalf, so pretend I'm Dumbledore if you wish. It matters not to me. This platformer game is 1 or 2 players. It has beautiful Disney graphics, fantastic gameplay. It is one of the finest examples of the genre of its day. Highly recommended to all Mega Drive collectors, new and old alike. Next we have a game that utilised the fabled Sega Superscaler technology that blessed the arcades of my youth. Middle Earth had some of the finest arcades known. So did Diagon Alley. Pick your choice, my boy. Super Hang-On. This game is admittedly not one of my favorites, but it is a typical game, archetypal I suppose is a better word, an archetypal game of the genre that signified the times of 16-bit technology, so you sort of must own it out of principle, my boy. You would not be missing out on any legendary gameplay did you not own it, but I would recommend it for any collection. Next we have a game that graced virtually every platform of the day with a good quality port, the mighty Lemmings. Whether you were fortunate enough to have a 16-bit platform or modest enough to have an 8-bit platform, this game graced your system and every port was good, playable, solid. It was a very playable game that shown that playability and style surpass graphics in almost every example. This recent development of Cyberpunk 2077 proves that. Look at that game, all the promises, all of the graphics, and it has not substance in its incomplete form. No doubt with patches and some love it will become a blessed game, but I fear for the last gen platforms. I fear for them indeed. Will those frame rates be stabilized? We shall see. Next we have a game that I believe blessed 16-bit home computers of the time, and of course the Sega Mega Drive, the legendary F-22 Interceptor. Back when the F-22 jet was a mere prototype project and people dreamed of what it could do. This game, which was rare for the time, had 3D polygonal graphics, or polygonal, dependent on your region of birth, and it had good speech for the weapon systems, like it would warn you of incoming missiles or when to fire, such things. It was, in its day, it blew my mind, to be honest. I felt it had that very much virtual reality feel to it, and although by today it is technically very aged, it is still a worthy game and worth playing, so as a piece of history and for a good laugh, I would recommend it, and an accessible flight simulator, one might call it. Next we have a game that blessed, to my knowledge, the Super Nintendo and Mega Drive platforms alone, but I could be wrong, so correct this old wizard if he is in error. Zombies. This 1 or 2 player game is simply amazing. You are a boy and a girl, I believe, and you wander around a map, rescuing people, collecting weapons, fighting various zombies and monsters. It is a fun game and a timeless aesthetic, and I would recommend it as a top premium game today as much as I would have done in the distant past, in the last age of this earth. Next we have a game that, if you have a Mega Drive or Genesis to own, then you need to question your priorities. We have the legendary Sonic the Hedgehog, a one-player game of platformer which pioneered the genre with its speed and bright and colourful graphics and beautiful music and playability. This game will always be a timeless classic, even if it is no longer the king of its series. No collection would be complete without it, my boy. Then we have another one which I would say is fairly essential to own should you have the platforms. I call the Dolphin. This game is, I like the graphics and the style, I like the playability. I profess that I am not a talented player at it, but I enjoy it and I'm glad I own it, and so should you. Now, what is next? A game I love very much, and I believe it was a Mega Drive exclusive, although I believe a port came to the Sega Master System now you mention it, albeit it was a scaled down port, as to be expected of the aged hardware. Road Rash. This game is magnificent. You should own it should you own this platform. There may have been a SNES port, but I am not entirely sure. Now this game for the Mega Drive displayed a primitive form of sprite scaling uniquely designed in engine. It is a one-player game. You race in motorbike races on the street. You fight, you buy new motorbikes, and have minor role-playing interactions with other races. It is a truly classic game, and if you have a Mega Drive, it is an act of dire crime if you do not own it now or soon. Thus it has been spoken. Next we have a game which I love for several reasons, and I always will. It is a timeless classic. Micro Machines. This game is amazing. It's so playable. It's about the classic franchise of the 80s and 90s with these small little cars and vehicles that young children, whippersnappers such as hobbits used to collect. You played up to 4 players, or is it 8 players? Am I incorrect? Let me read the box 1 second. Was it 8 players? Was there a way of doing it? I must return to you on this, but I know that it had 2 ports on the cartridge where you could plug 2 more controllers in, which was a magnificent work of sorcery, because you think of it. Or is this the incorrect one? I will open the game up because my memory. I am wrong. It must be the sequel. I apologize. This is 2 players. This is a good one, but this is not the de facto version. The essential version is the one with 2 extra controller ports in the actual cartridge. You plug 2 into the console, 2 into the cartridge, and then 2 people can share 1 controller because the game is quite simplistic. And then you can have an 8-player race of 4 controllers and 1 cartridge and 1 console. Is that not a work of sorcery, even to rival my works? Fantastic. And that is my Mega Drive boxed collection of games I'm showing today. Though I own more, I did not wish to show them in one sitting. Thank you very much. Now, because Retro Beard is not here, his usual ramblings and content is obviously not here, and I only know my simple works. So, I must profess that I do not have much more to say on this matter. So with that said, I must depart. Please, if you enjoy this content, especially if you enjoy me over Retro Beard, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell, leave a comment, and may the gods protect you, and may the blessings of hobbits and elves and dwarfs be with you. This is Retro Wizard signing off. Farewell, and goodbye, my friends.